Hello and welcome in the new video. Today I'm going to give you some tips about driving a hybrid car to get better fuel economy. I'm not any pro in this area, so if you have more experience and you'd like to add something or correct me, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. With this car, Lexus GS450h, I was able to go down to a 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers. What's around 35 miles per gallon. I think it's a really good score as a gasoline 3.5 liter V6. So, going back to the topic. The most important thing when it comes to fuel economy is to don't use a power or sport mode in car. Try to drive in eco or hybrid or normal mode, depends what options you have in your car. In this Lexus, using power mode increase fuel consumption quite much, because gasoline engine react much faster and keep higher revs, so you don't give much space for electric motors to show its power. It's better to let the eco mode do the job and manage the source of power itself. Second thing is acceleration. Try to don't press the gas too strong when you are going from under the lights or just accelerating. There are two schools. One says you should accelerate much faster and use gasoline engine to don't discharge batteries and later let the electric motors keep the speed. Second school is to accelerate slowly and smoothly to use electric motor as much as you can. From my experience, this option works better, since the most of power is needed to start the car, and that's the moment when you use the most of fuel. Since electric motors has the maximum torque available from zero, it seems a better option to use for them for starting the car instead of gasoline engine. I got better scores using this technique. Usually when I start from under the lights, first 15–20 miles per hour, I run only on electric motors and later gasoline engine turns on when it's already easier to accelerate. It doesn't use that much of battery, so it's still enough to keep the speed in the city later on. Next thing is using the brakes. If you see a red light in front of you, or any situation when you know you have to use the brakes, try to use them sooner and more smoothly. It lets you to charge battery in more effective way. If you slow down quickly, battery can't charge fast enough to get back all the power in one moment. So you are more or less wasting part of energy that could be reused. With using brakes on longer distances, you are reusing as much of energy as possible, what of course is much better for fuel economy. It's the same when you go downhill. Don't accelerate then, but let the car cruise, or even use brakes a little bit to get more power back. On longer downhill ways, you can even charge the whole battery in your hybrid and get few miles of range for free. The main trick is to drive as smoothly as you can. If you don't have to, don't stop the car, but let the car roll a bit. Don't accelerate too quickly, use brakes softly. It all let the car keep the speed and power, because the moments when we lose the most from fuel economy is quick acceleration and quick losing the speed. When you are on highway, it's the same. Try to keep constant speed. Even higher speeds are better if it's a constant, smooth drive than lower speeds with a lot of acceleration and using brakes. The best if you set a cruise control and let the car decide what to do. I got the best scores on highway with speeds around 60–80 miles per hour. Above that speed, the car has too much of aerodynamic resistance to fight with, so we lose a lot of energy for it. One more trick that should work with most of cars with such option: when you have a longer downhill road in front of you, Try to switch the gearbox into manual mode and set lower gear. In this Lexus I have option like that, so if I set the virtual gear to 2 or 3, I even don't have to use the brakes, and I get back quite much of energy. It's virtual gears since it's a CVT gearbox, but the effect is great and it's quite effective. The last thing that has impact on the fuel economy is everything that we use inside of the car, like audio system, air conditioning and lights. That's extreme of course, but if you want to get as good fuel economy as possible, you can try few things here. Drive without a radio or with low volume. Switch to LED lights instead of regular halogen if it's possible and legal where you drive. And consider decreasing the air conditioning if weather doesn't require that. It's all small things, but you should be able to get a bit better fuel economy with that. The 35 miles per gallon in this Lexus I got with full car, radio turned on, strong air conditioning and regular xenon lights on, so for sure there is a space to get even better score here. That's all for today. If you know more tricks or have more tips for fuel economy, please share it in comment section because there are definitely more things that I mentioned here. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next videos.